Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Friday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and a very cool shot tonight. That's looking out a little bit east of the Brewster area. Look how low that cloud deck is today, and it remained rather low throughout the afternoon with some scattered shower activity around our area. And we did see a lot of clouds, but some blue sky right there, and we will get a bit of a break. But all the rain yesterday, we actually set a record here in Wenatchee. Pangbourne Airport, we picked up 52 hundredths of an inch of rain yesterday, and that breaks our old record of 23 hundredths of an inch, and that was set back in 1973. So a bit of a break tomorrow, and then more wet stuff on the way, especially Sunday afternoon into Sunday night and into Monday. Valley rain and mountain snow in the forecast. We could see some pretty hazardous driving conditions, especially late on Sunday, as I mentioned, and into Sunday morning. And all those complete weather details coming up a little bit later on. And for those watching on our Facebook, tune in to Local Channel 12 or Charter Channel 19, or you can stream us live at ncwlife.com for the full evening newscast tonight. And now a few of the stories we're following for you. With Small Business Saturday approaching, we highlight a local business success story. The Methow Valley ends its Give Methow crowdfunding campaign with a bang, and deputies and officers will face off in flag football action this Sunday. But first, we begin tonight. Douglas County Fire District 2 responded to a bus fire yesterday morning at the Eastmont Bus Garage on the 300 block of 6th Street Northeast. Fire investigator Brian Brett says fortunately, one of the department's volunteer firefighters, Kyle Dennis, works at the bus garage, and because of his quick thinking, saved other buses from catching fire.
Fortunately, a volunteer lieutenant for our department works down there at the bus garage, so when he saw that bus on fire, he jumped in the closest two buses parked next to it and moved them away. We were able to get there and get that side door of the bus open. Our mechanic, volunteer firefighter down there told us the best access for it, and crews were able to pop the engine cowling and put the fire out and contain it to the front of the bus.
The fire began around 11:30 and was confined to the front of the bus. The school district is still evaluating whether to repair it or consider buying a new one. Alan and Jennifer Larson are a downtown Wenatchee success story. The couple owns Firehouse Pet Shop on the Avenue, one of a variety of new specialty stores that have sprung up downtown. Alan explained on Thursday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program why they picked Wenatchee for their first retail store.
First of all, we love the Wenatchee area, but downtown there's a heart, there's a soul, and we wanted to be a part of that. After 28 years with corporate America, myself, my wife was 23 years, we wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than a box. And the uniqueness that you can get in a downtown area, I'm surrounded by jewelers, cycle shops, clothing stores. There's one of my favorite new businesses. She paints pots for plants. And you can just find that uniqueness when you're in a downtown area. We came to the Wenatchee area. I was raised up in Juneau, Alaska, a little small town, and we really missed that small town environment. And boy, the second we walked on the streets of Wenatchee, we were home. This place is amazing. We would not, well, we have one regret, Steve, and that is why didn't we do this years and years and years ago?
Firehouse Pets is open 7 days a week, which Larson says in retrospect was a good business decision.
When we opened 3 years ago, we weren't open on Sundays. And boy, when people would walk up with their dogs and the door wouldn't open, the dogs just did not understand. And when your pet is out of food, they don't understand they need to wait a day. We are open on Sundays. We are open 7 days a week, and Sundays have proven to be our most popular and successful day of the week. And it's an interesting conundrum for smaller shops to try to staff their store 7 days a week. But what I would encourage folks to do is, communicate with the local business owners. And if Sunday is a day that they need, just mention that. Mention it nicely. Say, boy, I sure wish you were open on a Sunday. You might be able to help sway some folks to do that. We respectfully understand that some of them, if it's a mom and it's a pop, and it's just the mom and the pop, boy, those folks deserve a day off.
Larson also serves as a member of the Wenatchee Downtown Association Board of Directors. Well, the Community Foundation of North Central Washington is pleased to announce its Give Methow campaign has raised $225,533 for 32 Methow Valley nonprofits. Give Methow is a crowdfunding campaign that runs in October and was created by the foundation to build awareness about local nonprofits in the Methow Valley and provide a way for people to easily support their work. The Community Foundation of North Central Washington manages $70 million in assets through 450 individual funds and has awarded over $35 million in grants and scholarships throughout Chelan, Douglas, and Okanogan counties. The Wenatchee Apple Bowl hosts the 5th annual Cops Flag football game this Sunday. The event pits the Wenatchee Police Department against the deputies with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. The game is for more than just bragging rights. It's also held as a benefit in support of the group Jerry's Harvest, a local charity that provides Thanksgiving meals for families living with cancer or who are receiving home or health hospice care. The game kicks off at 7 p.m. Sunday evening, and a $5 donation is requested. Coming up, Veterans Day celebrates all of those who served. We'll have a few items for you as the Valley gets ready to honor our own tomorrow. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CVCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CVCH respects that.
Welcome back. It was a day to honor veterans at schools around the Wenatchee Valley. That was the scene at Robert E. Lee Elementary School yesterday that was mirrored at other student assemblies in the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts. Area schools were out today in observance of the Veterans Day holiday. Wenatchee area military veterans were emotionally moved by the support displayed during Thursday's special school assemblies. Ron Bruno with the group Vets Serving Vets of North Central Washington attended an event at Eastmont Junior High School.
Oh, I'll tell you, it was very well thought out. The presentation that they gave, they started out as the students entered the auditorium, the gymnasium. They were singing God Bless America.
How'd that make you feel?
Proud, real proud, and not just that fact. I mean, I'm looking at these kids, and thinking, you know, and hoping that they never have to do some of the things I did, but at the same time appreciating the fact that they're honoring all those of us that were there yesterday.
In other news, Wenatchee's Westside High School is looking for a few good mentors. NCW Life's Jay Seebeck tells us more.
Westside High School is currently seeking community volunteers to serve as mentors in the new Westside Mentor program. Through the program, mentors will be matched with 1 or 2 Westside seniors who will meet twice a month at the school to walk seniors through a variety of prearranged lessons and activities to help them develop a post-secondary action plan. The Westside High School Mentor program complements the existing Wenatchee High School College Mentor program that has paired first-generation and low-income WHS students with a community mentor for the past 10 years. Community members interested in becoming mentors can contact Westside High School at 509-663-7947. I'm Jay Seebeck, NCW Life News.
You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hi everyone, Brent Crowder here at Town Nissan. Come on down to Town Nissan and help us celebrate the best-selling SUV in America today, the 2017 Nissan Rogue, along with its big brother, the Nissan Murano, and the beautiful Maxima, and the all-new Nissan Titan, and the all-new Nissan Armada. Come down and see us and see why we are the fastest-growing car company in America today. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, serving all of North Central Washington. We make it our priority to learn all about your financial needs. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or want a reverse mortgage, our mortgage professionals are ready to guide you through the loan process. We have a wide variety of loan products to fit your family's needs. Call Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee today for your pre-approval. 509-888-0466.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy finally Friday. Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from volleyball and state action yesterday at the 1B tournament in the Sun Dome. Entiat went 1-1 yesterday, then lost this morning to Rainier Christian 3-1, so their season is over. Also in the Sun Dome on the 2B floor after going 1-1 yesterday, Brewster lost a heartbreaker to Kalama today in 5 sets, 18-25, 23-25, 25-19, 25-20, and then 17-19. Eastmont began play today in the Tri-Cities in the State 4A tournament, taking on the Meade Panthers this afternoon. And the Wildcats came up just short, falling 25-13, 22, and 14. Eastmont will face the loser of Kennedy Catholic and Eastlake. In fact, that is Eastlake tonight at 6:45 in the consolation bracket. In the 1A tournament in the Sun Dome, Cascade facing La Center, while Chelan takes on Natchez Valley. Those matches is just getting underway. On the prep football schedule for tonight, the WIAA State 4A playoffs, West Valley takes on Richland at Edgar Brown Stadium, while it is Moses Lake hosting Gonzaga Prep. In the 2B playoffs, Manson's hosting DeSales, while Pateros is at Sunnyside Christian. Lake Roosevelt traveling to Davenport to take on the Gorillas. State swimming and diving championships also getting underway today at the Federal Way Aquatic Center. Wenatchee and Eastmont both have strong contingents partaking on that event that will wrap up tomorrow. In the state soccer playoffs, speaking of tomorrow, well, first today, Libertyville was in the state 1B, 2B soccer tournament against G Prep today. The rest of the schedule set for tomorrow with Cascade taking on Overlake in the Apple Bowl at 11 o'clock. The quarterfinals of the state 1A tournament. They hope to play that game in Leavenworth, but the weather turned lousy on them, so they had to move it to the Apple Bowl. Brewster hosts Cross Point at 1 o'clock tomorrow in the 1B, 2B tournament. And in the quarterfinals of the state 4A tournament, Wenatchee hosts Kennedy Catholic tomorrow, 1:30. Be sure to tune in Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for the results and best of luck to our teams. The Wenatchee Wild get back into BCHL action tonight and tomorrow at the Town Toyota Center. They're hosting West Kelowna tonight, and then Prince George Spruce Kings come to town tomorrow. Puck drops at 7:05. Seahawks got back on the winning track last night, 22-16 with a win over the Cardinals, but maybe one of the costliest wins in franchise history. Richard Sherman tore his Achilles tendon in the third quarter. He's out for the season. He said it has been bothering him, but he's just had to get out and play.
I mean, it's been bothering me all season, so, it's one of them things you just have to play through as long as you can, and then, when it goes, it goes. I think it would have gone eventually anyway, but, it definitely didn't help. But it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Unfortunately, we had to play. We had to go out there, did everything I could to try to help my team win the game, and, injuries happen. Every game matters. You go out there and you play for your teammates. You go out there and try to give them all you got because they deserve it. That's what I did. I wanted to give my team the best chance to win. We were kind of beat up at corner anyway. Didn't really want to put the young guys out there and put them in a hard spot, so just battle.
Coach Pete Carroll, obviously upset over all the injuries last night, was moved to speak about the players' toughness and passion.
These guys it's amazing. It really. I hope that you guys recognize how challenging this is for the NFL players. It's so challenging physically, and they have to go through so much, and they risk so much. For them to fight and claw, scratch like that, I'm talking about both teams and every team that plays this game, not just about tonight. And I just hope you guys will understand that it's how admirable it is because they love the game, and of course they're getting paid and all, but they go through a tremendous amount, and it just tears your heart away when it gets taken away because of injuries and all.
Seahawks will have 10 days to try to heal up and get ready for Monday Night Football on the 20th. Just real quick, college football, Washington travels to Stanford tonight. Also, it's Eastern Washington and North Dakota. Humboldt State hosting Central Washington, Washington State at Utah. That's sports news. Grant, back to you, buddy.
Thanks, Eric. At their weekly meeting yesterday, Wenatchee Rotary honored veterans. Guest speaker Marshall Groves, a flight instructor at Fairchild Air Force Base in Spokane, shared a fantastic story about a courageous and terrifying night in Fallujah, Iraq in 2004.
We're going to go to the MEK and we were going to drop off some ammunition and supplies from the Marines. It sounded pretty routine. Nothing was routine on that night. And I was flying Chalk 2. I was number 2 of 2 helicopters, always flying pairs around Iraq. But when we got to the MEK and we looked down, there was so much going on around Fallujah because the Marines were resupplying and supporting this fight, and there was no place for us to land. So we did a go around and went out a little bit towards the Euphrates River. So as we flew out towards the Euphrates River, there was an ambush set up for us. There was a group of insurgents on the ground, and they were armed with rocket-propelled grenades, and they fired about a dozen of these rockets at the sound of our helicopters, and one of the rockets hit the Chalk Lead aircraft, Steve Edwards aircraft, directly in the cockpit. A rocket came through the front window, blew the top of the helicopter off, blew the roof off. Totally black, totally dark, the radios were shot out, throttles were gone from the top of the aircraft. I was about 100 feet behind him, Chalk 2, and we watched all this happen. We watched pieces of helicopter come off. Rockets are still flying through the air for us. And we didn't know if they were rockets or missiles, so we did what any calm, cool, and collected helicopter crew would do. We punched every countermeasure we had. So all the chaff and flare that you carry for a situation like this to kind of dissuade enemy missiles. So we lit ourselves up like a Christmas tree. I mean, chaff and flare, and we were jinking left and jinking right. My tail gunner saw the guys on the ground that made the shots and fired his 50 cal, the Ma Deuce, a gun that's been around since World War II, and he managed to break up the crowd that was there on the ground shooting at us. And in all of the maneuvering around that we did, I lost my Chalk Lead. I lost track of him. Couldn't communicate with him. Didn't know where he was, didn't know where he went. Matt Barry got on the radio and he said, "Mayday, mayday, mayday." And over Fallujah there were 2 AC-130 gunships. If you're not familiar with an AC-130 gunship, it is a fearsome weapon. It is a C-130 aircraft, which is a large cargo aircraft, and they've taken everything out of the inside and they've put in 40 millimeter, 20 millimeter, and 135 millimeter guns, which is a howitzer that sits inside of an airplane and fires sideways out of the door. We threw all the rules of flying out of the book. We did a tailwind landing. We were way too heavy. We were landing into an LZ that we didn't know what we were getting into, but we turned around and we came in and landed, and we sat on the ground. And So the gunship showed up. And I'll tell you what, in a situation like that, having an AC-130 gunship overhead is a fantastically soothing feeling. These guys had been shooting and killing all night. Their fangs were out. And the pilot came over the radio and he said, "Do you have any targets?" I was pretty beat up at this point, the stress and the heart rate and everything else. And I looked out the right side of the helicopter and I saw a farmhouse right to the right of me. And I said, "Well, I've got a farmhouse at 3 o'clock. He says, "Roger, farmhouse, 3 o'clock. And this light that comes out of the gunship just illuminated the house. And I said, "Don't shoot the farmhouse." And he goes, "Roger, not shooting the farmhouse." And the light disappeared. He gathered everybody up and they got him on board. And they reported to me that we've got everybody, let's go. We'd been flying for a lot less than our plan at that time. We were very, very heavy. So we kind of took off a little bit and the blades slowed down a little bit, took a little power out, kind of barely made it towards the trees. So we made it out. We flew for 10 minutes back to Baghdad International Airport and everybody was fine.
We'll be back in just a moment with a look at what's happening around the Wenatchee Valley this weekend and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Is this really what we're going to do on our girls' night out?
We should go to Club Crow. The bar and grill in Cashmere? Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Welcome back. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, NCW Life's Megan McPherson shows us what's on tap.
Here's a look at some upcoming events for you to take in this weekend. Tonight, the Femmes of Rock, starring Bella Electric Strings, will take to the Numerica Performing Arts Center stage, featuring music of AC/DC, Queen, Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, and more. Their music features rock violins and unique original arrangements. Showtime is 7:30 at the PAC, located at 123 North Wenatchee Avenue. Also tonight at 7:30, Wenatchee High School's presentation of The Little Mermaid continues at the high school auditorium at 1101 Millardale. Tickets are available at the door. Challenge your perceptions of reality as the Full Circle Theater Company's presentation of The Turn of the Screw continues at the Riverside Playhouse in Wenatchee tonight and tomorrow night from 8 to 9:30. Tickets are $15 at the door. The annual Veterans Day Parade is tomorrow beginning at 10:45 in downtown Wenatchee. The parade starts at Wells Fargo Bank and heads down Chelan Avenue to Memorial Park. There will be a brief ceremony at the park featuring a 21-gun salute and bugling of taps before going down Orondo Street to Mission and ending back at Wells Fargo. All veterans are welcome and encouraged to walk in the parade. Most banks, postal service, public library, and Link Transit bus service will be closed tomorrow, while Waste Management will run regular garbage collection routes. Also happening downtown tomorrow, kick off the holiday season with the Holiday Open House and Wine Walk. It runs from noon to 5, where participants can visit downtown host locations to taste various wines and ciders from throughout the region. Tickets are $35 and include 12 tasting tokens. After the wine walk, head over to the Numerica Performing Arts Center, where you can enjoy a musical theater tribute to the Beatles called In My Life. The musical tribute show tells the tale of the Fab Four through the eyes of their longtime late manager Brian Epstein. The show starts at 7:30 at the PAC, and there are only around 50 tickets remaining. Call the Performing Arts Center for more information. And that's a look at what's happening this weekend around the Wenatchee area.
And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to the details of that, let's take another look outside our weather window and a very low cloud deck throughout north central Washington today. We'll tell you what that's all about and what we can expect for the weekend. But a beautiful shot there's from our Sky 5 Brewster camera, and a little bit of sunlight still peeking through, but not for much longer. I'll tell you what we're seeing right now. The current weather map in the Pacific Northwest, it shows a departing trough and area of low pressure now over western Montana. As we look at our satellite map, you can see that fetch of moisture moving through the panhandle of Idaho into western Montana. A short-lived weak ridge is, believe it or not, currently over central and eastern Washington. Rain did spread north across the area this morning, and that's all powered by an area of low pressure that's off the coast right now. Not much moisture did make it up to the Wenatchee Valley. Most of it did stay to our south, but we did see sprinkles at times. For Veterans Day through next Friday, boy, we've got a wet one. The weather pattern will feature a relatively low amplitude polar jet. We talked about that fueling the La Nina that we'll see this winter. That's rolling across the northern hemisphere, and that favors a very active storm track across the northern United States. Consequently, several storm systems will impact our area with showers, mild temperatures, and windy conditions at times, as I mentioned, all the way through next Friday. Let's take a look at some specifics now of that forecast. Tonight we'll drop down to 34 degrees with cloudy skies. More clouds for Saturday, maybe a drizzle, but not much for any substantial rain on Saturday. The real rain comes into play on Sunday. We have about an 80% chance on Sunday into Sunday night. Not a lot is expected, maybe a few flakes mixed in with that as well, but notice the mild temperatures. That's fueled by the southwest flow bringing in that warm air. And then Monday through Thursday, we've got about a 30 to 50% chance of showers through the day. A couple of showers, especially on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, but for the most part, as I mentioned earlier, warm temperatures, and we will see some windy conditions with some showers. And closing out our newscast tonight, a few Rock Island elementary students came together for Ring Around the Rosie, Rock Island style. And if you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, tune into NCW Life channel Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.